Good morning, my friends. I want to do a little series on how to decorate. And I've been decorating trees since I was 12 years old, and we had our first aluminum tree that came with, I think there were about 60, 70 branches to it, and they were all stuck into a central dial that you stuck in the base of your Christmas, just a crisscross Christmas tree base. And then it looked like a broomstick that had a bunch of holes drilled into it. And then these silver things went in it. But anyway, that was 1962 was my first foray into decorating trees. Let me get you straight there. And since then, I've done a tree every year. Some years I've done 6, 7 trees for our house, and so this is a tree that came from most trees. I think most artificial trees are made in China, and they all come. This is an artificial. We had live for many years, but somebody was disposing of this, and I said, why? And they said, well, half the lights don't work. And I said, well, why don't you just take the lights off? And they said, easier to buy a new one. So I had to take the lights off, and I have to tell you, in China, they really must have a real fast rule of you must be able to shake this thing upside down vigorously and no lights will ever fall off, because I really had to cut it apart. But anyway, I wanted to show you, I'm in my morning grubbies, and I want you to see this, but anyway, a lot of people don't know how to decorate a tree. They don't know where to begin. And where you begin is this tree actually comes, this is a 6-foot tree. It's a pencil tree, as they call it, but it comes in 2 parts. One part, 2 parts, and then sorry for the squeaking, but there's the base, and it just lays in the hole. Very simple structure. And so what I did is I just got 2 sets of lights, one solid and one blinking, and put those on. But the first thing you do is, because it comes, well, of course, this was a giveaway, and they had it all smushed and what have you, and they'd thrown it out. I took it and took each branch, and you open each branch out. That's the best way to start. Each branch out, wherever it is, out. You can angle these branches. It's wonderful. The next thing that went on, since I had my lights, pick your most dominant ornament. Now, in my case, I'm going to move you closer. I want you to see this. Hang on. These are my Mickey ornaments. These are Mickey Lennox ornaments. My sister started saving these for me. I'm sorry, she started buying them for me as a gift. This says 2002 on it. I don't know if you can see that. And so this tree is 2002, 2003. I won't go through each one, but as the years have gone on, she bought 19 for me. 2020 was the last year. And so it's really, one, it's an expensive tree. I would hate to have it fall over and break. But 2, it just has wonderful memories of each year when they spent with us, and brought us this, brought, for me especially, just a great little Mickey ornament. I love some of these. Some of them I just, I keep them. Each one is in its original box and packed away. And so this tree takes a couple, 3 hours to do. My favorite girlfriend, I call her my sister by choice, Maxine, gave me Minnie, and this is in the spinning teacups. If anybody's been to the Magic Kingdom or either Disney World or Disneyland, it's the spinning teacups, and you get in there and they twirl around, and then the cups. I mean, it's enough to make you sick. But anyway, she bought it for me with love, so I have loads and loads of those. Now, because they are Lennox, because they are heavy, they need to be secure. You should be able to take a tree and have it fall over and not have things fall off if you're in a traffic area. And as you can see, this is the kitchen here. I know Rick's going to come out here and he's going to make the big turn and hopefully not hit any of these legs and then go off to that part of the house. But anyway, that was it. So those are the first things. They're really on there. They're very secure. Not only are they on there with their little loop, which is pushed back, but also another branch is twisted around the base. They're not, if they broke, it would be because somebody knocked the whole tree over and they hit the ground. But we pray that that doesn't happen. There's 20 of those. On top of that, once those are secure, and I know they're in place, then I start adding garland. And you can have ribbon garland, you can have beaded garland, and it's always nice to loop around your accent pieces. That gives it such definition. Then when you lay the next layer, if you have 2 layers on, try to go in kind of like the opposite looping so that they're laying across each other. Very Victorian, very Victorian. And so then we happened to be at Jekyll Island, and there was a big storm. We were staying overnight, and we went out, and here were all of these sand dollars laying away from the shore. They would have been eaten by the seagulls, and I'm sorry, but the seagulls get enough food. So I happened to be able to salvage, I think there's 40 some on here. I brought them home. You have to, I washed them in soap and water. Then I soaked them in a bleach water, and then they were sprayed with like a glossy pearlized spray to kind of give them strength. I've never taken the time to really decorate them, and I think someday maybe I will, take them off. They're very delicate. I think when you buy them in the store, they've really been put in some sort of a, heavy shellac that would give it a proper coating. So those are light, and they're just laying on top of it. Perfect. I've got my delicates in place. These go on top of it. They form a uniformed look. A tree shouldn't look totally uniform, but if you are going for a complete, more of a, I don't want to say proper, but more of a Victorian look, you really want to have something that's covering and giving it some stability, balance. That's the word I want. And now I've got that on. Then next, I want to put ribbon on. I add just a little color. What's a good Victorian color? Well, mauve is, of course. So I can't really, at this point, start winding ribbon in. So what I do is, in this case, I've just made a bunch of loops. And I can tuck those loops in wherever I want. They stay in place. Nobody's running by this. No kids are going to pull at it. And if they did, they're not going to pull it apart. They're not going to pull the tree down. It's not a kid-friendly tree, but if somebody did come in and get something caught, sleeve, whatever, and looking at it, they wouldn't pull the tree apart. So there's about 50 loops in there. So that adds just a little color to it without overtaking it. And then I have some kind of personal items. My mother-in-law made these probably 40 years ago, and she gave me two. It's just a little fan. She's made with heavy lace. She's made a fan out of it and made a little ribbon rose. And then she soaked them in starch. And once they're soaked in starch, and I think what she probably used was a starch with maybe a little bit of glue in it. And so it gave it great form. You can see that. And she's a very crafty lady and always made different things. When we went to Williamsburg the first time, I went into a little shop and I bought little glass icicles, and 3 little glass icicles and 1 little glass cane. And I think I paid $2.95 for each one, and my mother-in-law was with us. I've told you that story, and she just about choked that I paid, $12 for 4 little bitty ornaments that were, because they were glass. I said, but they're a blown glass, and I mean they're made here, so not that they're actually blown, but or maybe they are. I don't know. However you twist glass, and so I had that. I've had ornaments. This is from Current Company, and I got this probably, let's see, Rick and I got married in 73. It was probably about 1974, and I have some of those. So I've got 4 of these, and they're glass ornaments. I love glass ornaments. I think they have such, because they're so delicate, and you know that they could break at any time. So each year gives them more meaning, just a heartfelt meaning. Now the bottom of this, because these legs have little stoppers on them, they get caught everywhere. And again, I wanted to be able to move it easily. So I just have it on cardboard, and I will do something like a padding on top of it, and then put material, or I don't really have a great skirt for it, but a white Victorian skirt would be just marvelous, wouldn't it? Or perhaps mauve. So anyway, I just wanted to show that to you. This is how I decorate a tree. I worked for Disney for a couple years, and as soon as they started decorating trees, they realized the talent that I had, and so I fell in love with that. I got to decorate trees for people's rooms. And I think the first year I decorated about 100, and the second year I think I did 150, closer to 200. Oh, and the little girl at the top, she's a little angel I bought for the first year we were married, 1973. It was from Current, and she's been embellished, let's say. She's gotten a lace skirting, and she's gotten a halo, and she's gotten little tendrils in her hands. So she means a lot to me, and I like to do her first because, I like to do her first because she's like my little heart tree. She has so many things on there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will be decorating probably for the next 6 to 7 days, different trees in different areas of our house, and I hope to make it shorter, but this is a good way to decorate a tree. It's called layering. You take each layer and make it as, complete. Finish the layer before you start anything else. So anyway, I hope everybody has a great day. I hope you'll come back and see me again, and an early Merry Christmas. Take care, you all. Bye-bye.